Yeah, I'm connected back. Sorry about that. Was my network. Please confirm that you can hear, you can see, and you can see my slide. Please confirm that you can see my slide, you can hear me, and you can see my face. Confirm that you can see my slide, you can see my face, and you can hear me, please. Let me know if you can see my face, if you can hear me, and you can see my slide. Okay, thank you, Tokwe. So good evening, everyone. Welcome back to the 6 weeks Diction Mastery Zoom session. We've missed 2 weeks, but like I said in one of the write-ups I sent to the group, it does not affect the number of live sessions you expected to get. So it means that if you had enrolled like 2 weeks ago and then your 6 weeks and you haven't attended any Zoom session, you don't have to worry. You can start counting this as your first. Like I said, the number of Zoom sessions you get to attend is not even limited to the ones promised, as you can decide to keep attending the Zoom sessions as much as possible, as available as you are. So we have few new members. Welcome to the 6-week Diction Master Academy. I hope you have watched the induction video. So a brief one about the academy. The academy runs Monday to Saturday. So Mondays to Fridays, you access your lessons and assignments on the e-learning platform. The steps to accessing the e-learning platform is in the support group. And then we have an assignment WhatsApp group where you submit your assignments. And we have instructors in the assignment WhatsApp group that tend to your assignment and give feedback Mondays to Fridays. We do not give feedback on Saturdays and on Sunday, though I see that feedback was sent today, but normally assignments are attended to Mondays to Fridays. So for some other Saturdays that you might not get feedback, please take note. While on Saturday, that's when we have a Zoom session like this. Though we are working on having 2 Zoom sessions, one on Friday and another on Saturday. So we're still working with my team. If it works out, we'll notify you as early as possible. So welcome once again. Now, the objective of the Academy is to help you speak English eloquently and confidently without sounding fake. And for you not to sound fake, the first thing you must master is the diction fundamental. And under the diction fundamental, the first stage is the sounds of English. So on my screen right now, I have the IPA. So according to the scheme, tonight, we will be considering short vowel sounds. Now, if you look at the chart on the screen properly, you realize that we have some part written consonant sounds. This part, the yellow part, the part that has yellow background, the sounds here are all consonants. They're consonant sounds, and there are 24. Now, the other sounds here, they are vowels. So tonight we're talking about the vowels. So what are vowels? In English language, vowels are sounds that we make without an obstruction of hair. Normally, when you're making sounds, not just English sounds, you need to start from the bottom of your stomach, deep down your stomach. You make the formation of the sounds. Now, as you try to produce the sound, the air that you have in your stomach, below your stomach, goes through your lungs. Now, there are some sounds that as you pronounce them, as the air gets through your lungs, there is something that obstructs the movement of the air. Not all the air, or sometimes no air would even come out. All the air remains inside you. For example, if I want to say the sound B, let's try it together. Watch my mouth and say B. You realize that the moment you put your lips together, there is air inside. And until you make the sound, the air didn't have the opportunity to come out. So we say consonant sounds are sounds that there is usually obstruction of air something blocks the air from coming out. While for vowel sounds, there is this easy flow of air. Whatever air you have inside of you come out easily when articulating the vowel sound. Now, aside from that, in the IPA, there are 20 vowels. And these vowels are divided into monophthongs, and diphthongs. The monophthongs are 12 in number, while the diphthongs are 8 in number. Now, there are some vowels that we call triphthong. Now, the triphthongs are 5. However, we do not have the triphthongs on the IPA chart. So it means that we do not talk about the triphthongs. But of course, there are some sounds called the triphthongs. In fact, there are some vowels also called non-phonetic sounds. There are vowels called non-phonetic sounds. There are 2 common ones. But of course, our focus tonight is only on the monophthongs. And when we talk about the monophthongs are divided into 5 long sounds and 7 short sounds. So the monophthongs, they are divided into 5 long sounds and 7 short sounds. So tonight our focus is on the 7 short sounds. Now, before I talk about the 7 short sounds, it's also important for you to know that when we talk about vowel sounds, there are some vowel sounds that when you want to pronounce them, you need to open your mouth. We call them open sounds. There are some vowel sounds that you need to open your mouth a bit. They would not be as opened as the opened sound. We call them the mid sounds. And there are some vowels that when you articulate them, you don't open your mouth at all. We call them the closed sounds. So it means that as we learn the short vowel sounds, we would come across sounds that are open sounds, would come across sounds that are mid sounds, and of course, we'll also come across sounds that are closed sounds. So in your notebook or your notes part, I need you to pay attention to the sounds that are opened, the ones that are mid, and the ones that are closed. So how do you identify a short vowel sound? Remember, a short vowel sound and long vowel sounds, when you put them together, they make up the monophthongs. So how do you identify the short vowel sounds? Now, if you look at this part of the chart, you realize that their background is even different from this other part. Now, this part of the vowel sounds are the monophthongs. These are the 12 monophthongs. While these ones here, they are the 8 diphthongs. Remember, out of these 12 monophthongs, some of them are long, while the others are short. Now, how do you identify the short sounds? The short sounds are the sounds that do not have 2 dots. You realize that the monophthongs here, some of them have 2 dots. Like the first one, it has 2 dots. The second one does not have 2 dots. The third does not have 2 dots. This has 2 dots. So the ones without the 2 dots, the vowel sounds without the 2 dots, they are the short vowel sounds. So there are 7 of them. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there are 7 short vowel sounds. So we're going to learn all of the 7 short vowel sounds. We practice together, and then we go for a breakout session where you practice with your group members. Now, please, it is important for you to take note of the words we use and the sentences, because once you go for breakout session, you will not see my board again. You can only rely on your own notes. So please take note. You can do screenshots or you can write them out. Again, once we go for breakout session, whatever I have on my board, you cannot access it. So please take note of whatever we are learning together now, so that when you go for breakout session, you're not in the dark or you're not left stranded. Okay, So let's proceed. So the first vowel sound, the first short vowel sound I'd like us to take is this sound. We learned this sound yesterday, if you joined the session yesterday. But of course, I'll go through the sound again. The sound is articulated A. A. When saying the letters of the alphabet, A to Z, the first letter, an average person articulates it as A. They say A, B, C, no. This right here is the A sound. And like I said yesterday, do not use a flat tone. Please use a rising tone. A. Don't say A, say A, A, A. Now, we can have it in words with letter I. That is the most common times you can see the A sound. Letter I makes the A sound. Okay, I think the lighting is better now. So letter I makes the A sound most times. And we can have it in simple words like in, I-N, in. So it's not in. It's not in the bag. It's in the bag. So if I'm making a sentence like, put the book in your bag, not put the book in your bag, in. We can have another word like pit, not is pit, pit. I can also have another sentence. So I was given examples. Earlier. The first example I gave was ink, in rather. I gave the in, pit, and ink. Now let's consider bigger words. We could have bigger words like inside, not inside. Inside. Put it inside, not put it inside. Put it. It's not put it, it, I-T, it. Put it inside, not inside. I can have a word like, excuse me, I can have a word like into. It's into, it's a say. And I can have bigger words like divorce, not divorce. I can have divorce. I can have the word favorite, not favorite. Favorite, it's a C. So let's practice together. Please say after me. A. Can you see my mouth? My lips are spread out and my tongue is in a relaxed position. A. In. Pit. Ink. Inside. Into. Divorce. Divorce. Favorite. So the letter I here is not favorite, it's favorite. Pivotal. Pivotal. Diffuse, not die. Diffuse. Granite. Granite, not granite. Granite. Now aside from letter I making the A sound, letter E can also sound A sometimes, as in enough. enough, not enough. Enough. Example, example, not example, egg, example, except, harvest, vest, it's not vest, wicked, wicked. We can have other words like busy, business, the S here sounds dead. The I is silent, but of course the U here and the E here, both sounds are articulated as A. Business, women, not woman. Women. Image, image. Magician, magician. Page excuse me, I think page is back. Thank you.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair. The Bluetooth device is connected successfully.
Magician. So, in pit. Please say after me. Please let me change the light for blue. In pit. Ink. Inside. Into. Divorce. Favorite. Pivotal. Diffuse. Granite. Enough. Example. Except. Harvest. Wicked. Busy. Business. Women. Image. Magician. So I'm going to call on few people to practice with me. So once I call you, you pronounce the two words. So if I call you first, you pronounce in and pit, and then you make one sentence with any of the two words. So the next person I will call will pronounce ink and inside. Also, you make a sentence with any of these two words. So we go on and on like that until we get to magician. So if you're ready, please raise your hand. I can see Christy's hand already. Please unmute yourself, Christy. Remember to raise your hand. Check the bottom of your screen. You'll find the raise hand button. Click on it. Once I ask you to unmute, you click on your mic so that it changes from red to white. Good evening, Christy.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Your voice is kind of low. Kindly pronounce the first two words and make one sentence with them.
In. Put the book in the bag. Inside.
You're pronouncing the first two, ma'am. In and pit.
Okay. In.
Okay.
Put the book in the bag.
Okay, put the book in the bag. The second word?
Pits.
Pits. Okay. Thank you, Madam Christy. You can please mute yourself. Okay, next I have Musa. Musa, please unmute. Musa, I can't see you again. Have you unmuted? Okay, I'll come back to Musa then. Please. Okay, good evening, Musa. Please pronounce the next two words. You can see my, again.
Ink.
Ink. It's not E.
Ink.
Better. And the second word?
Inside.
Inside. You should stress the side. Inside.
Okay. Inside.
Beautiful. Please make a sentence with inside.
Okay. Go inside the room.
Again, go inside. Remember, inside.
Okay. Go inside the room.
The T and H, your
Go-
tongue should be outside. Please try it again,
Okay.
sir.
Go inside the room.
Better. Go inside the room. Thank you, sir. Okay,
Thank you,
Clue,
ma'am.
please unmute yourself. Kindly mute
Okay.
yourself, sir. Clue, please unmute. Clue, please unmute. Blessing. Blessing, please unmute. Good evening, Blessing.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Please pronounce the next two words.
Into.
Eh, eh. Remember the sound is eh, eh.
Into.
Into, okay. And the next word is
Divorce.
divorce. Divorce. Again.
Divorce.
Please make a sentence with divorce.
I got divorced.
Okay, I got divorced. When you add letter D to divorce, the E and D there will sound like a T. So it becomes I got divorced. Very well, thank you. Okay, so
All right,
open
thank you.
another person. Sorry, I need to rest my back. So I'll call on Clue. Are you ready now? Clue, are you ready? Please unmute. Clue, click on your mic. There's a mic icon on your screen. Click on it. It will change from red to white. Okay. Bossede, kindly unmute. Good
Yeah,
evening.
good evening.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Diction Queen. Good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Please pronounce the
How are
next
you
two
doing today?
words.
Okay.
Good, ma'am.
Favorites.
Okay. In this word, the O and the U should not be heard.
Okay.
So it doesn't have 3 syllables. It has 2 syllables.
Sure.
Favorite. Please try it, ma'am.
Favorites.
Very well. The second word.
Pivotal.
Yes, pivotal. Please make a sentence with favorite.
My favorite color is pink.
Okay,
Pink.
my favorite color, not
Color.
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 My favorite color is pink. Please try it
is
again.
pink. My favorite color is pink.
Thank you, ma'am. Okay, Charity, kindly unmute. Charity, please unmute. Charity, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Please
Good
greet
evening.
again. Good evening. Not good evening. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Okay, that's better. Please pronounce the next 2 words.
Enough and favorite.
No, you have to pronounce the fuse and granite. Watch out for my spotlight. You have to continue from where the last person stopped.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Not okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Okay, so the first word is
The fuse.
the next word.
Sorry, I didn't see the next one.
You can swipe your phone up or down. It's somewhere there. Can you see it now?
Okay, yes. Don't see it.
Okay.
Oh, it's so tiny. I can't see it, please.
Okay, the word is granite. Please pronounce it, ma'am.
Granite.
Yes, granite. The word people pronounce as granite. It's granite, not granite. Okay, thank you, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Thank
So
you.
I'll call on another person. I have who again is raising his hand? Okay, I think that's all. Clue. Clue, please unmute yourself. Clue, unmute yourself. Click on the mic to unmute yourself, Clue. If you'd like to practice with me, please raise your hand. It's those that have raised hands that are raising their hands again. At the end of the session, do not say I didn't call you, please. Here is opportunity to raise. Okay, I have Dajo. Dajo, please unmute. Dajo, click on your mic to unmute. Dorcas. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, please take the greeting again. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Better. So please pronounce the next two words.
Image.
No.
Diction.
The
Image.
word is enough and example. Watch out for where my spotlight is.
Okay. Enough.
Yes, enough.
Example.
Okay,
Enough.
please make a sentence with one of them.
Please don't pour the oil is enough.
What did you say, ma'am?
Please give me an example of
How to use enough, right?
enough.
Okay, I can say something like,
enough.
it's enough.
It's enough.
It's enough. I can say it's enough. I can say I've got enough food already.
Okay. I
Yes.
got enough food already. Thank you.
Yes, please. Okay. So I'll call on another person. Helen. Helen, please unmute yourself. Helen, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Helen, good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Helen, can you hear me?
Good evening, ma'am.
Please, you need to speak out.
Okay, can you hear me now? Good evening, ma'am.
Helen, I can hardly hear you. Good evening. Please pronounce the next two words. What did you say?
Except.
Except, okay. The second word is
Harvest.
harvest. Yes, harvest. Very well. Please make a sentence with one of these two words.
Last month we had bountiful harvest.
I can't hear you, ma'am.
Last month we had bountiful harvest.
Okay, anyway, I can hardly hear you, but that's fine. Okay, so I'll call on Joan. Joan, please unmute yourself. Joan, please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Please, the greeting is evening. Good eve, not evening. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, better. Good evening. I love your smile. Please pronounce the next two words after harvest.
Wicked.
Yes, wicked. And the next word is?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, I can hear you. You said wicked, so what is the next word? Hello, ma'am, I can hear you.
Hello, ma'am.
I can hear you, ma'am.
Hello, ma'am.
I can hear you.
My network.
Can you hear me? Oh, I can't hear Joan again. Okay, Joseph. Joseph, please unmute. Good evening, Joseph.
Yes, good evening, ma'am.
Yes, sir, good evening. Please pronounce the word after wicked. Two words after wicked.
Busy.
Yes, busy. And the second word?
Business.
Business. Please make a sentence with one of them.
Oh, I am currently busy.
I am currently busy. Currently. It's not currently. Currently.
Currently. All right.
Don't open your mouth wide. Remember, we have open sounds, mid sounds, and closed sounds. So for this sound, the letter U in that word, current, it's making a mid sound.
Yeah.
Watch my
Current.
mouth, sir. It is making a mid sound. It means that you should not open your mouth wide to say it. Currently, I'm currently busy.
Yes. Current.
Yes,
I
I'm
am
currently busy. Okay. Thank you, sir. Okay, sir, please mute yourself. The next person I have on my screen is iPhone. iPhone, please unmute. iPhone, please unmute. iPhone, please unmute. Next time, please join with your name so it's easy to identify you. Okay, I have Augustine. Augustine, please unmute. Good evening, Augustine. Augustine, you have muted yourself again. Please unmute. Augustine, please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Please pronounce the next two words after business.
We have women and image.
Okay, women and image. Please make a sentence with one of them.
Women in Nigeria.
Please say that again.
Women in Nigeria.
Okay, women in health care. Was that what you said?
In Nigeria.
Okay, in Nigeria. Nigeria. Women in Nigeria. And that reminds me, Happy International Women's Day. I didn't even remember. It was my husband that reminded me this morning.
Yeah,
yes, women in Nigeria. Okay, yes. Thank you, sir. Okay, I'm calling another person, Maureen. We have just one more word to practice. So, Maureen, you practice with that word and you make a sentence with it. Maureen, please unmute yourself. Maureen, please unmute. Good evening, Maureen. Maureen, please unmute. Good evening, Maureen.
Good evening, ma'am.
Maureen, good evening. Can you hear me? I can't hear Maureen's voice. Okay, let me call another person, Modukwe. Modukwe, please unmute yourself. Modukwe, please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Please pronounce the last word.
Image.
Image. Okay, and the last one is
magician.
Image is the second to the last. Magician. Very well. Please make a sentence with one of them.
The image is beautiful.
The image is beautiful. Please try it again, ma'am.
I love this image.
I love this image. Love.
I love this image.
Yes, I love
this
this image. Very well. Thank you very much. Now let's go to the second sound. Please mute yourself, everyone, so that we won't have background noises. Okay, so we have learned the first short sound. The second short sound that we have is right here. and it is articulated O. O, like you're saying letter O. When we're saying A to Z, when we get to L, M, N, you hear people say O. No, it's actually O. L, M, N, O, T. This right here is O. O. And it's a short sound as well. And you can have it in words with O, O. Words that have double O. So sometimes when you have a word with double O and it ends with letter K, the two O's will sound O. Now note that when you have double O's in a word, it doesn't always sound O. It can make other sound, or sometimes it sounds O. For example, cook. It's not cook, it's cook. She is cooking, not she is cooking. Cook. We also have the word good. Good evening, not good evening. Good. Good evening. It's not good evening. We can also have the word foot. My foot hurt. It is not my foot hurt. It's my foot hurt. Now, aside from O and O making the O sound, we can also have letter U sometimes sounding O, as in put. Put the book in your bag. Put the book. We have O in book as well. Put the book in your bag. We have the word cushion, not cushion, cushion. We have the word sugar. It is not sugar, it is sugar. I need some sugar, not some sugar. Sugar. We have the word pull. Pull the door, push the door. So we have pull and push, not pull, not push. Right? So we have lots of words that sound O, but here are a few of them. So please say after me, watch my mouth and say the words correctly. The sound is O. Your mouth should make a round shape, not exactly round, spherical. O, O, O. Then you have words like pork, good, foot, pot, cushion, sugar, pull, push. So the cook is good. Push the door with your foot. The sugar is on the cushion. Don't pull the door, push it instead. Now let's practice together. If you'd like to practice with me, please raise your hand. Let's give opportunities to those that have not practiced at all. So if you have practiced before, please hold on, do not raise your hands. Do not raise your hand in the chat. I cannot call you from the chat. Check your screen, below your screen, you will find the raise hand button. Click on it and raise your hand. So I have Tony. Tony, please unmute.
Okay.
Good evening, Tony.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Please make the sound. What sound is this, ma'am?
Oh.
Oh, very well. Please pronounce the first two words and make a sentence with one of them.
Cook.
Okay.
Good. Good.
Okay. Thank you, Toyin. So calling another person. Shalaide. Shalaide. Please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes, ma'am. Please pronounce the next two words after good. Tell me the sound first. What sound is this, ma'am?
Oh.
Oh, very well. Now pronounce the next two words after good. Then you make a sentence with one of them.
Foot. Put.
Put, very well. The second word.
Put.
Put, very well. Please make a sentence with one of them.
My foot hurts.
My foot hurts. Very well. Thank you, ma'am. So calling another person. Christy, I've called you earlier. Lucy. Lucy, please unmute. Lucy,
Okay.
please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Please make the sound that you pronounce the next two words after put.
Potion.
The second word.
Sugar.
Well, please make a sentence with one of them.
I love sugar.
Hold on. Okay, I love sugar. Very well. So I'll call on another person. I'll call on Oyetakin. Oyetakin, please pronounce the next two words. Oyetakin, please go ahead. Oyetakin, can you hear me? We cannot hear you, Oyetakin. Maybe your network is bad. I'll mute you and then call you later. Okay, Chichok. Chichok, please unmute yourself. Chichok, please unmute. Chichok, please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening. Please articulate the sound. What sound is this?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. I can hear you. I can hear you, ma'am. Please make the sound. Okay, I'll call on another person. Maybe Chicha couldn't hear me. I could hear her. Mercy. Mercy, please unmute. Mercy, please unmute. Good evening, Mercy. Yeah, good evening. Please, what sound is this?
Can't see.
Please scroll through your screen. It's right there on your screen. It's somewhere on your screen. Can scroll left, scroll right, up, down. Okay. Oh. So please pronounce the next two words after put. Can you hear me? Mercy, can you hear me? I'll call on another person. I can hear Mercy. Okay, I'll call on Joan. Let's try Joan again. Joan, please unmute yourself. Joan, please unmute yourself, ma'am. Joan, please click on the mic. I think the network is poor tonight. Joan, click on the microphone. And my network seems strong here. I don't know. Okay, let's try another person. Okay,
Hello?
Joan has unmuted. Good evening. Can you hear me?
Good evening. Yeah, it's raining here, so I hardly hear you.
Oh, sorry about that.
Hello?
I can hear you now. Can you hear me now? What sound is this, ma'am? Okay, she said it's raining and she can hardly hear. Let me just let her pass. Simisola, please unmute. Simisola, please unmute. Simisola, please unmute. Simisola, are you there? I think the network is terrible tonight. Simisola, can you hear me? Okay, let's try Martha. Martha, can you hear me? Please unmute. Martha is gone. Ruth, please unmute. If Ruth cannot hear me, we're just going to go on breakout session because it seems like the bad network is kind of going around tonight. Ruth, please unmute. Eno Matthew, please unmute. Good evening, Eno.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Please pronounce, what sound is this, ma'am?
Oh.
Oh, very well. Please pronounce the last two words.
Pull. Push.
Pull. Just remember the sound is O, so it can be pull. O, so it's pull.
Pull.
O, pull.
Pull.
Okay,
push.
the second one.
Push.
Push. O, push.
Push.
Very well. Please make a sentence with one of these two words.
Can you push the door, please?
Push the door, please. Very well. Push the door, please. I love your sentence. Okay. Thank you. Nobody is raising their hands. The few ones that are raising their hands, it seems that network is low. So I think we should just go on breakout session now. So avoid just wasting our time since the network seems to be going around tonight. I have called Bossa Day earlier. Dorcas, unmute yourself. Let's see if it will work this time. Otherwise, we just go on breakout session. So like I said at the beginning, we'll be having 2 live sessions, Fridays and Saturdays. So for example, today now the network is low from almost everyone's end. So it means that if we have 2 sessions, even if you cannot meet up with one, you will meet up with the other. So our live sessions will be coming up on Fridays and Saturdays. Fridays, I think 7 p.m. would let you know the time, and Saturdays remain 8 p.m. So it means that on Fridays, that is when we practice together. While on Saturdays, we do question and answers and you go on breakout sessions. So on Fridays, you get to practice with the Diction coin. While on Saturdays, you get to ask me questions around pronunciations, grammar, as the case might be. And then we go on breakout sessions where you practice with other group members, other students, or other clients in the academy. Okay, Dorcas, unmute. Dorcas is not unmuting. The network is terrible tonight. Maureen, try to unmute. Let's see if yours will work. Good evening, Maureen.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Please pronounce the 2 words. Can you see my spotlight?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Caution.
Caution.
Sugar.
Yes, caution, not
Caution.
caution. Caution and sugar. Please make a sentence with caution. A caution is a type of a chair. A type of a chair. Please make a sentence with caution.
I love the cushion in my house.
I love the cushion in my house. Thank you, Maureen. Is any other person raising their hand? Diana. Diana, please unmute. Diana, good evening. Okay,
evening, ma'am.
Diana, please pronounce the first two words.
Cook
Cook. The second one.
and good.
Good. Please make a sentence with one of them.
My mother cooked the delicious meal.
My mother cooks the delicious meal. Well done, Diana. Thank you. Okay, I'll call on another person. iPhone. So I called iPhone earlier, but let's try it again. iPhone, please unmute. After iPhone, I call on Mercy. After Mercy, we'll go on breakout session. Because I've called you like 4 times or 3 to 4 times. I think your network is terrible. Okay, iPhone, please pronounce these two words.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening. Evening. Good evening. Try it again.
Good evening, ma'am.
Better. Good evening. Please pronounce the two words here.
Fort.
Fort. Oh, fort.
Fort.
It's not fort. Fort.
Fort.
Okay, the second one.
Port.
Port. It's not pot. Port.
Port.
Yes, please make a sentence with port.
Please put it here.
Okay, please put it here. Thank you, iPhone. Okay, so we'll go on breakout session now. You'll get a notification on your screen asking you to join a breakout room. Please accept. What do we do in the breakout room? You would be grouped into smaller groups with other people where you get to practice the things we have learned tonight. So tonight we were able to learn 2 short sounds out of the 7 short sounds that we have. We're able to learn the A sound and the O sound. And for the A sound, we were able I'm back. Sorry about that. So I was explaining the second sound. I said it is the O sound. O. Where is it again? The O sound. O. So make your lips very cool and say O. And we saw that in words like coke, book, port, sugar, caution, etc. So you'll get a notification to join the breakout room now. Please join so you can get to practice with others. When you're in the breakout room, I will not be there. So when you're there, if you need help, you'll find a button there that where you can ask for help. I would get a notification where I can join your group and help you out. Now, once we go on the breakout room, we expect that somebody acts as a leader. Without a leader, everywhere will just be rumpy. So somebody assume the post of a leader and just let people take turns, just like the way we do here. Take turns to pronounce the words and sounds we have learned. So we're going to have, we have how many people here? 48 people. So we'd have about 8 breakout rooms. So we can have like six people in each room. So I would open our room now. Please practice together. Don't just be silent. If nobody is talking, somebody should assume the post of a leader and ask others to start to pronounce their words. And to pronounce, if somebody is mispronouncing words and you know the correct thing, please correct them nicely. Do not be rude. If you need help, please call me. Ask for help. I will be here to help. Okay? I would open all rooms now. You get a notification. Please join. Just join. Click on join and you will be able to join a room. Please join the room. You'll get a notification asking you to join a room. Click on join. Some people have started joining, others are still joining. Please join a room. You get a notification right there on Zoom. In case your network kicks you out, just get back, I would add you again. So once you join a room, somebody should assume the post of a leader so that others can practice along with them. Talk about you need to join a room. Mary, you need to join a room. Kuyoro, you need to join a room. Infinix Hot 11. Simeon, you need to join a room. Olubumi, you need to join a room. Mercy, you need to join a room. Idowu, Toyin, Esther, Ruth, you need to join a room. iPhone, Oyetakin, you need to join a room. How did you join your group? You are going to see a notification on your screen asking you to join. Just click on join. Oh. Welcome back, everyone. My camera is off. Everyone, I hope you had a great time in your rooms. Please, let's talk about the challenges some of you have in the breakout room. You can send a chat or you raise your hand. Because the breakout room isn't as enjoyable as it's supposed to be today. I don't know why. You can unmute yourself, Christy.
All right, thank you, Diction Queen.
Yes, ma'am.
Though today is my first time of having this breakout session.
Okay.
And I think in my group, we are just 2.
There is no group where we have 2.
No, I mean the people responding, just...
Okay, just 2 people participated.
Yes, please.
Oh, that's bad.
So it was not really fun, but I guess my partner, we did something. We were able to pronounce the words under A, and then all the words under O.
Okay. I am glad you at least got someone to practice with. And I'm sorry about the others. Please, the essence of the breakout room is to have all of us come together to practice. Like I always say, even during the advertisement, I like to say, it is in the practice that you get result. It is in the practice that you get result. So just showing up and not practicing is like a waste of time, waste of energy. And I also said earlier that we should all have a notepad, because once we go for breakout rooms, the words disappear. You can't share screen in breakout rooms. So you need to have your words ready. And if you don't have it, at least somebody in the group should have it and you can learn from them. Once they are done practicing, you can also take turns to practice. So let's all do better so that we can all enjoy it. It's when we all practice, that's when it becomes enjoyable. Okay, Infinix S5, you can unmute yourself.
Okay, thank you, Mom.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, please, I'm having difficulty on how to pronounce diffuse. I don't know if I'm actually
How to pronounce?
Diffuse.
What word is it?
Diffuse.
Please spell the word again.
D-I
E-I
double F
double F
U-X-E.
E-I, let me write it out. The word is not making sense to me. Let me write it out so you can see.
D-I
Or you can just spell it in the chat.
Okay, D-I.
Okay, where's my pencil? So this is the word I heard. E-I-double-F-V-S-E. Is that what you said? Please send it to the chat. This word doesn't make sense. Maybe I didn't get the letters accurate. Okay, diffuse. D-I, diffuse.
Okay,
diffuse.
Thank you.
That's the word, diffuse. You're welcome, ma'am. Okay, Joy, please unmute. Joy, please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, please.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
For the group, for the practice group, I had network challenges, so I had to log out. I had to leave but to get into the group was a difficult one for me. I didn't know how to get in again.
Okay, should you log out that way? All you need to do is to use the same link used in joining the Zoom session. And once you get there, you would be assigned to the group. It might not be the same group you were before, but you'll be assigned to a group. So next time that happens, just join with the same link you joined with earlier. and then you automatically get assigned to a group. Promise, please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
My group was actually fun because we're four in number.
Okay.
Two participate, and later we had another lady that joined us. But at the point, the words was a little bit confusing because I never put them down, but I appreciate the help of Mrs. Uju. One, if in his hot 11 play.
Okay.
She helped a lot, and I must appreciate her. She helped, and we did well, perfectly well, ma'am. At least.
Okay. I'm glad your group was better. Let everyone be like Mrs. Uju so that we all can get value for our time, our money. And sir, I need you to pay attention to your use of was and where, and one more word, I can't remember. Generally, we use was in the past tense. We use where in the past tense as well. And then was is mainly used for one thing or one person. Where is used for plural, more than one thing, one person. So we were foreign number, and then someone joined instead of we was, or I can't remember how we used it. But then, thank you, sir. I appreciate the feedback. Infinix Hot 11, please unmute, sir. Infinix Hot 11, please click on your mic. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Good evening.
Good evening. Yes. Yes. I was in the same group with Promise.
Okay.
My name is Uju Onones.
Oh,
yes.
you are the one. Thank you so much.
So
I wish everyone would be like you.
Yes. Thank you too.
And we can have better experience to talk about.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
I appreciate your time and effort.
Oh,
so everyone, please get a notepad once you're coming to class so you can always jot the words. And it becomes easier for us to practice. Even aside from practicing in the breakout room, we can also use it in our leisure time. Cynthia, please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, ma'am, I was having network challenges. So I later joined, but I couldn't get the words.
Okay. The
So
network, I think, is
couldn't,
the general thing tonight. A lot of people complained about that. Sorry about it. The replay will be sent to the group so you can go over the replay again to get the words and you can practice alone. You can also practice in the group by sending voice notes to the assignment group. Kalu, please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
Please, ma'am. I had no idea that today was supposed to be our meeting.
Oh, sorry about that.
I just joined.
Okay. Sorry about that. Here is
I've never missed any of the meeting.
Okay. The replay will be sent like I promised, and here is the schedule. Mondays to Friday, you learn at your convenient time on the e-learning platform. Oh, okay, Mondays to Fridays, yes. Then on Friday and on Saturday, we meet live. I made an announcement earlier that we'll start meeting live twice a week. Friday would meet for learning, to learn a particular topic and practice together. While on Saturday, we meet for question and answer and to have the breakout room. This is to give more opportunities for us to practice. So please take note of that schedule, sir. Talkback, please unmute.
Okay. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, sir.
When room 6, initially we're having a little difficulty, but at the end we really enjoyed the class, and
I am glad.
Yes, the lady that was unable to get the wording, so I have to pronounce it, and she was able to write, and she got all the ones she was unable to get in the bigger class. So I really enjoy it more than the previous classes I've been enjoying. Thank you.
I appreciate your feedback, sir. Thank you so much. And I'm glad you were also able to help others. I think I later joined your group and you volunteered to help. Thank you so much for that. So like I said again, let's all be willing to help. That is when we would enjoy it. The breakout room will not be fun if it's just you. Others must contribute. So find out why they're not contributing. Perhaps we could help them. I'm glad you did that and it was fun at the end. So lastly, I have Joan. Joan, please unmute. Good evening.
Good evening, ma'am. Good
Yes,
evening.
ma'am.
I was part of Oju class breakout. We had fun. It was interesting. Thank you.
It feels good to know. Thank you for the feedback. Okay, the word is participants. Participants. Okay, Musa. Musa, please unmute.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
In our class, we were 6 in number.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the class, the group.
Okay. I'm
But
glad
later,
you did.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah,
go ahead, sir.
The class was seriously interactive. And I've learned enough. But I have problem with thank you, ma'am. So that is the little bit I had. Honestly, I enjoyed the class. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
I thought you said you had a challenge with a particular word.
It's my battery is fun. I have a later breakout because of the low battery. I have to
sorry
look
about
for
that.
power bank. Yes, ma'am. But I'm back.
Sorry about
Yes.
that. Sorry about that.
Thank
So
you very much,
I appreciate all
ma'am.
the feedback. So I'd love you to go to the group to tell others who didn't join what they have missed tonight. Because tonight we have very low participant rate. I think it's because we've not had Zoom session for some time. So I'd love you to go to the group to talk about your experience tonight so that next week you can have better show up rates. And remember again, the live session is now on Fridays and on Saturdays. So we'll also send a follow-up message to notify those that couldn't join the Zoom session tonight. So on Fridays, we meet on Zoom, just like this, to learn a sound and of course to practice together. And then on Saturday, we'll also join the Zoom session where we would have a question and answer session, and then we'll join the breakout room. So thank you, everyone. Have a restful evening and enjoy your weekend. So when I said, how do I locate my group? Now, the thing is, every Saturday, when we go on breakout room, you go to different groups. So for example, if you were in group 8 today, next week you might be in group 1. It doesn't mean you remain in the same group forever, because we want you to mix up with different people, have experience with different people, learn from different people. So your room will not always be room 8. I hope that is clear. Please, ma'am, don't forget to put the words on the platform. What words, ma'am? I don't understand what you're asking for, Madam Cynthia. It is the replay that is usually sent. The replay video will be sent to the group, so you can watch again. And of course, remember, please, when you're coming, always come with your notepad so you can have the words